Hello and welcome back to Comancheria, to the rise and fall of the Comanche Empire. So we find ourselves now in a must-do passage of time situation, facing a lot of war bands. So the first thing we do is actually the war column phase. So let's do that. So we are drawing a card, and the good news is that the west is not going to activate. So my northern enemy is, but I'm not that worried about him right now. Now we roll for attrition. So yellow is for the yellow, and green is for the gray. So the yellow war column attrits a little bit. That's not terrible, helpful a little bit. These guys do not, and now we're going to draw. Steal their mount. Spend up to 3 MPs in a war space with 1 band. For each MP spent, reduce war column strength. Oh, wait. Oh, so this is interesting. What I don't understand about this card is whether I can only do that if there's a band there right now, and that's probably what this means. Regardless, I don't have, or whether that's something you could do during your turn. Actually, I think that's something you could probably do during your turn. But the thing is, I'm not going to be able to take a turn because I have to do passage of time. So, but the good news is that the war column phase did not result in me getting blown away. So now we are going to move on and do passage of time. So mark all in-play bands as unfinished. So we can do that. Oh, and I forgot to unstack that guy. Okay. Player may spend resource counters from in-play rancherias in order to create new band counters. So I am going to spend 2 food to create a pair. Oh no, actually, yeah. I'm going to spend food and a bison to create 2 bands in this rancheria. I think letting that guy get taken away was a bad idea. And I only have 2 population points here, so that's a little bit tricky. I'm gonna spend captive to get another 1/6 there. Not gonna, hopefully, probably can't do a lot of planning. Okay. Now I can spend resource counters to increase the strength of band counters. So he is going to spend 1 of his to become a 2/5 band. And they are going to spend a bison, and 1 of them is going to become a 2/5 band. And they are going to likewise spend a captive, and 1 of their 1/6s is going to become a 2/5 band. Didn't have as many population points as I needed there. Now I can place a new rancheria. So I do have this here. So we can place Rancheria C there. The Paraibo, I'm pretty sure gets a 2, but I'm going to double check all this. Let's see. Equal to their band strength, so he gets a 2. No Mahimiana. So the Mahimiana goes on 0. Okay. Player may now voluntarily retire any Mahimiana. So I am going to retire both of my Mahimiana. So I don't have to roll for my Paraibo in either of those 2 places. Now, I roll 1 die for each in play, except where they retired. So, this is going to be C, B, and A. Oh, actually, I only have to roll for C. And he survives. Now, I roll for each Mahi-Man. In this case, I am rolling all three. So C, B, A, and I basically get half of this as their rating. So we get a 2, a 1, and a 1. Each tribe or settlement with +1 ravaged is removed. Oh, wait, sorry. Return all success counters from the out of play box. So these guys go back. Stay there. Resource counters on the track. There are none. Each tribe or settlement with a ravage marker is removed. So this tribe is actually removed and saves me from losing a military point. Roll 1 die for each peace and ally counter on the map, but I don't think I have any of those. Oh no, I do have one, sorry. Ally 3. Roll low. Not going to be low enough. So that ally counter goes back. So they revert to being my enemy. Topmost empty counter. So that was that. Okay. Randomly select a territory for placing a bison. All right. That's not terrible. So place a bison there. Within range of a couple of my rancherias. Alright, discard all cards in development spaces. Resolve all if discarded event. Oh, actually, So I'm a little bit nervous about the card which makes me discard things coming up. And I definitely have like I've kind of got some issues right now in terms of like how many bands I have on the board. So I'm wondering if the smart thing to do is to actually play this card right now. I could either play it to remove that, which would then mean that I would have control of Upper Arkansas. I could try to roll for that. I do have a trade good, so I could spend that. Or I could spend it to place a 3-strength band into any map space, which would allow me, for example, to beef up like Rancheria C, for example. That is a tough question for me to answer. Let me just think about that for a second. All right. I'm hoping I'll be able to get rid of that via other means. So I'm going to take the opportunity to beef up my forces on the board. And I'm going to place this 3-4 counter with Rancheria C. That way at least every Rancheria has 2 warbands. At least 2 warbands. So we're going to take that Ute Alliance card and put it out of play before we end up doing this. So we discard these. There's no when discarded instructions. And now we reveal the new group of cards. So spend 1 AP. I can play from hand. Okay. might be useful. Spend 1 AP, play for hand during advance. Hunt actions only cost 1 MP. That's actually a pretty good one. So spend 1 AP to cancel 1 die roll or success check draw. Okay. Okay. Well, none of those have particularly bad impacts on me, so that's good. So then I can purchase 1 culture card. Now I have 4 culture points. Let me think about this and maybe purchase a culture card. So it's between politics, which would allow me to move allied tribes around. But I think I'm going to buy this diplomacy card. Now this diplomacy level 1 card actually gets me precisely nothing. But the level 2 diplomacy card, which is what I've revealed, allows me to flip the topmost instruction counter during planning. It would be a good way to like make, I could, for example, I could say, oh God, I don't want war, or I don't want culture, to sort of change what I'm dealing with up here. So, gonna do that. I don't know. I'm just guessing right now as to what's a good thing to do. But anyway, I bought my 1 culture card. Place operations on the top place. I move passage of time down. I'm not rolling yet. And now I go to operations cleanup phase. Now the problem here is that he's about to do like 1 million actions again. So, no unfinished bans. Drawing 1, but it's a success, so it goes back in. So now we are going to roll to determine who's acting. And it is going to be the West. And, Lord. Probably not what I wanted. So, they are doing a culture action, and they are going to decrease my culture by 3. I could be in big trouble here, by the way. I think I may lose the game right now. But we'll see. 1 culture point for each settlement. So I'm going to lose 3 culture points. So I'm at 0 culture points. Because they have a settlement there and a settlement there, and then 1 for that. I am going to lose this game right now. Okay. Next up is peace. So we'll spend that. And we've got a bit of change there going on. So peace. Don't put that there. I put that, I think, there. They have a war column. If the war column strength is less than the peace, it is not. It's greater than. Perform 3.1 steps 1 and 2. All right, so basically they're still too angry, so they are doing that. So we perform steps 1 and 2 of the of the war column phase. So they move 1, and then they might attrit. I can't remember if it's greater than or equal to. Less than. So they do not attrit. Next up is a settle action. So, I had to read to the end there. So I only use these yellow lines when tracing. Actually, so yeah, so sorry, they're gonna place it in Upper Arkansas is what they're gonna do. I was looking. So they're going to place that in. And we return the bison. Sorry, just quickly. So I was thinking originally that they needed to go here or here, but actually I realized they could go there. So now they've got 3 settlements on the board, and this is going to get terrible. So now they're going to do a subjugate action, and that's going to be pretty simple. They're going to remove that tribe from the board. That costs 3. Sorry. And this is where the game ends, right here. So now they're going to do a culture action. And they're going to remove 4 culture, but my culture is at 0, and so I lose 2 in order to comply with, because I can't lose a culture point, and then on my second one I lose 1 more, which takes me down to 0, and with that I have lost the game in the worst possible way. So well, that sometimes, unfortunately, can happen. I found that's one of the things that happens sometimes, is that you just get this stack up of like culture instructions. But anyway, so I'm still really coming to terms with this game. I really like this game, and I'm going to fire it up again. I think if I think about this particular playthrough, a couple of things really spring to mind. One, clearly forgetting about the rolling the die on the ravaged instructions. That was a huge cock up on my part, so that made it a lot more difficult. The second thing is I think I have to spend more time and energy beating back yellow settlements when they appear on the board, or especially yellow settlements when they appear on the board. And worry less about the northern tribes because they're less of a threat. I really definitely need to do that. And I think, I also think Rancheria C was a mistake. That was overextending. I probably should get Rancheria B a lot more established before I go off and start thinking about establishing Rancheria C. I think that was a pretty big mistake also. Well, at any rate, unlike the previous video series in which I actually won the small scenario, this is more typical of what my experience has been, which is losing but having a lot of fun doing it. And so I'm gonna do it again because I would really like to actually get out of History Card 1 and into History Card 2 and see more of this game. But with that, we will end this playthrough series. And if you enjoyed the video, I would hope that you would leave a like or a comment, which are 2 things that really help the videos get found. And if you're enjoying the channel, it'd be great if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell. That'll make sure that you get notified if there is new content produced. But with great sadness for the fate of the Comanche Nation, we will see you next time on Agility Snips Gaming Table.